This is your Kitsap Connection, your source for local and up-to-date information on businesses, the real estate market, what's for sale, what's not for sale, what's trending, what's not trending. And I'm Carrie Green, your market leader here in Kitsap County. I'm with Engel and Volkers, and my office is in Tacoma, but I have the opportunity to bring some of the greatest resources right here to where I live, love, work, and play. So like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Hey everybody, have you ever thought, hey, I didn't know we had that business in Kitsap? Hey, I didn't know that we had something that close. Well, guess what? Today we're going to be talking about two of our women-owned businesses here in Kitsap County. In Port Orchard, we have a photographer and we have a caregiving agency that I'm super excited to be highlighting on my channel today. Hey everybody, it's Carrie Green with Carrie Green Real Estate, and I'm really excited to be down here talking with Miss Irene. We're here in her beautiful shop. And we are going to go ahead and honor some of the women-owned businesses that we have right here in Port Orchard. And so she is my first victim to come down and talk to me. So tell me a little bit about how you got started here doing photos.
How I got started in photos. I actually was not a photographer. I'm a completely self-taught photographer. Went and got my degree in graphic design.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I went to school for, because I've always enjoyed photography since high school. But you know how you become your own worst enemy, critic?
Yeah.
And my mind would tell me, you can't be a photographer. You have to be good. You have to stand out. It's a competitive field. So stepped away from it, went into graphic design, and that's what I went to school for. And then worked at the Kitsap Sun, worked at the Tacoma News Tribune. And then when I got laid off from the Tacoma News Tribune, over there I was a web designer, and was let go there, and then started photography because that's always been my passion. Oh. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And this wasn't until 40 years old. I decided to just dive in and teach myself. And that's how I got here and learned it. And
that's awesome. So did you start down at the mall? Was that what
that was my first business location? Yeah.
Right.
I went and we did a hall event for some sports, and we did that, and then checked out the mall. We're like, why can't we just get a little office and see? And at the time, I think my rent there was like $300 way back when.
Yeah.
It was great, and it was a great starting location for us. And we just grew from there and took off. So
yeah, so
it's been great.
That was way back when I was a hairdresser. We were in the same little mall downtown by Goodwill that's been there forever. And we kind of were able to do some co-marketing and some partnering and some fun stuff down there. And that relationship has just really continued to grow. So I remember before I met you, you were getting into the schools.
Yeah. The sports, a lot of sports. Yeah. We do have a lot of daycares and preschools, which are my favorite, and the sports. Because our boys played so many sports, that was our world. And then they left home, and we're like, now what? So the fact that we can get back into all those sports and hanging out with the kids and all of that, we just love it. That's truly where our heart is.
Well, and it's really fun to be down here because Ace is down here with you a lot of the time.
All the time, and yes.
We brought my grandchildren down, my granddaughter down here, and Santa Claus comes down here, and I mean, she's done everything from our engagement photos and our wedding photos all the way through to our family photos every year. So it's been
We have Easter Bunny this weekend.
Easter Bunny. So you've been here how many years?
COVID. We moved down here December 2020. Things changed. It adjusted. Things shifted. And we ended up having to leave the mall, and got lucky in this amazing corner down here on Bay Street. This happened to be open, and we got in. Awesome. And I have loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was sad because at the mall, you can talk to everybody. We were all friends.
Oh yeah, and none of us stayed in our suites at that time. We were always out gallivanting.
Yes, I loved it. And then I think my first day here, I was like, I don't know anybody. Nobody's gonna come in and bug me.
I'm gonna be down here alone.
Yeah. All my business neighbors were
not
here. Yeah. But but it's been great.
And you've made a pretty good impression down here. You've been a part of the ladies' nights out for years now.
Yeah.
You know, a part of getting that really out there for the community and bringing life back downtown.
Yeah. Bay Street Association, all of that.
Yeah. So, and you were just after Sam, right? Sam had been moved down to Joseph probably a year before.
I think she's been here a little longer than I. Yeah, maybe 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Yeah. So if you need photos, if you are looking to shop local, like here in Port Orchard or anywhere in Kitsap County, this is the place to come for pictures. So she goes to all of the school events and the sporting events and all of the great things. So come down and see Irene, and definitely share and like and subscribe and all the things. And it helps to build our businesses down here. So we talk a lot in our community about shopping local and making sure that we have all these things. And Port Orchard is notorious for, we really want this business or we really want that business, but then we have to visit those businesses so that they stay alive. So come down and visit Irene downtown and walk the shops. Our farmers market is opening next weekend.
It opened last Saturday.
And
it was very busy.
Yeah. So come down, visit our shops, and you know, it's all about keeping Port Orchard alive and thriving. And this is your Kitsap connection to be able to see what's going on. So
one thing we do that I don't advertise a lot, which I need to, because people always ask, and I do it, is photo restoration.
Oh, wow.
We do photo restoration. We can print up to an 8x10 high quality photos here. We do graphic design. We do yard signs, banners. We can develop old film and get it on disc or USB or digital or rolls of film or the negatives, like back old school. There's a lot we can do, and that's just another branch of something I need to get that out.
Yeah.
We've just been so busy. It's like I need to find the time for all this extra stuff, but we can do that, and I do have to.
So my dad put all of his VHS tapes onto DVDs. Could we get them from the DVDs to the digital?
We don't deal with video.
Okay.
Transfer. It's just like the old 35mm film.
Gotcha.
We can get those printed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Everything to know, right?
Yep.
And this is where you're going to come to find all of those really cool things. So come downtown and visit all of our shops, and you know, that's what's going to keep us alive. So keep in touch. So the second business that we're going to highlight today is Visiting Angels. And for a long time, I didn't know that we had a caregiving company in Kitsap County. And we do have a couple now that I have gotten out of it and just kind of looked around for different resources and whatnot. But Visiting Angels has a really special place in my heart at a time when I really needed some extra income, and I owned my own business and all of the things, and I was a single mom. I was able to go and get hours with them in a place where I got to be benefiting others. I got to go into people's homes and love on them and help them. I got my license as an HCA, and then I bridged to go to the CNA, and I got to help train. And my tenure there was really amazing, and I got to know some really great people, not only my clients, but also the office culture. So I'm really excited to bring on Marilyn. She's become one of my dearest friends. I deeply value her relationship. And just her relationship with the community and what she and Rob have built there at Visiting Angels. So if you're looking for work where you really want to be in a place where you're giving back and you can walk away fulfilled, caregiving is a really great option for that. And on top of that, they're really good about making sure that they're working on your schedule and that they're giving you what you need to benefit your family. Work-life balance was something that was really hammered hard, and making sure that our caregivers had what they needed to be successful and have a balance in their life where they could give to our clients but also be available to give at home. So that was really, really helpful for me, and I heard a lot of horror stories from other places, and I haven't worked for other places, but I'm telling you, Visiting Angels is a place to go. If you're looking for someone to come in and be a caregiver, there's all different kinds of hours and all different kinds of spaces and places, and so give them a call. I'll put the information down there. But let's get into it and let's chat with Marilyn. Hey everybody, it's Carrie Green, and we are back again, and we are exploring women-owned businesses in Kitsap County, and we started right here in Port Orchard. So we were just talking with Irene, downtown Port Orchard. We're still here at the photo studio, but I wanted to introduce you to my dear friend, Marilyn, who owns Visiting Angels here in Port Orchard. So you're probably the only visiting angels in Kitsap County.
Correct.
You serve the whole,
all of Kitsap plus a little bit of Mason down to Gig Harbor, or part of Mason County and part of Pierce down to Gig Harbor.
awesome. So that whole Highway 16 corridor
Yeah.
and spreading out a little bit. So I had the privilege of working with Marilyn and Rob for a while and really enjoyed the aspect of caregiving and being able to go into people's homes and give them the care that they needed instead of bouncing from one person to another quickly just to get things done. So I wanted to bring her in and share a little bit. So tell me a little bit about how you got started here.
Well, so we've been here in Port Orchard for 14 years, serving the whole county. My husband and I worked together, and back then it was just me and him. And then Carrie joined us for a while. We've had different people join our team over the years, but we have such a great team right now with just a heart of service. And we get to care for our mostly elderly clients in their own home where they want to be. And then we have this amazing group of caregivers out in the field. We have about 150 now serving the whole county.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And they have a heart for caring. So it's such a joy to see our clients having a little bit of extra sunshine in their day. Our caregivers making a difference. Well, hello. And so distracting are you?
Hey, you brought the puppy.
So I just get to meet the most amazing people, like sitting across the table from a couple who's been married for 70 years, and they're holding hands and they're just trying to support each other through that final chapter. And we're trying to make that final chapter a little bit easier, helping support the grown children who are trying to help care for them and help them stay in their own homes safely. So we're doing companion care, but we're also helping with more specialized care and helping with personal care. And that's a personal, highly, I don't know what word I'm looking for. You're gonna have to edit that out.
There's a lot of personal gratification being able to come in and be a caregiver.
No, I'm thinking just about like the modesty and allowing a stranger to come into your home, but they're not a stranger after day one. If there's somebody that they trust to help them with their most intimate needs.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed the caregiving aspect of it a lot, and I was able to help train caregivers and whatnot after I changed my life around quite a bit. Because at the time when I was just caregiving, I had the hair salon, I had pink hair, and all of that craziness. So I had closed the salon down, and I had the opportunity to train and help HCAs and CNAs pass their exams and their practicals and all of those things. But one of her greatest visions back then was to have her own space where we could create our own career path. So tell me about that.
Well, we get a lot of people coming into caregiving who've maybe cared for a grandparent or their own parent. And so they might have that familial experience, but they need some actual hands-on practice to become certified by the state. So we have our very own home care aid school called West Sound Home Care Training now. Yes. And we have 2 trainers already, Shelly and Telly, and we're about to bring on 2 more trainers, and we're going to be offering the class in Spanish, which is very exciting with Marcella.
Cool. Oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah. And so we now get to have lots of practice time with them, practicing their skills, building up their confidence so that they can take the state test. And just more skills gives them more experience when they're working with their clients to be able to handle whatever the day brings.
Well, and it was really valuable to be able to bring people in for continuing education. And so, there was a time when we started and it was a lot of online and you just went through the questionnaires, but it was really valuable to bring everybody together and really just kind of build up. Because when you're working in other people's homes, it feels a lot of times like you're out there by yourself. We have the greatest team behind us, right? I always knew that my case managers and Marilyn, I could always talk to Marilyn, even though she was the owner of the company. But it was really valuable to bring everybody in and kind of be able to just rally the team together, that we're an army out there helping other people and going into other people's homes in this way. And it's not just us. We're not carrying the world by ourselves, but we each have our little pockets of worlds, but we can come together and bring care. So it was really a great experience for me. So, and I've always said I wouldn't work for another home care agency in Kitsap County simply because of the support that I had through the office staff and whatnot. So
we've really positioned ourselves to be the difference in the support that we give to our caregivers. We have that whole caregiver support team where we make the caregivers feel like VIPs because the work they're doing is hard, and they are often, they're not coming into an office or working with a team. They could feel like they're on their own, and we're trying to make sure that that doesn't happen, that they feel supported, that we're checking in with them, that we're introducing them for their first shift so that they feel successful
Yes.
and supported.
Yes. So are you still looking for caregivers?
Always. We're
Always.
always looking for people who want to make a difference.
So what kind of shifts can you offer to people?
Well, that's another thing we really do is what is our caregivers availability? And then we find a client to match that. So we're not saying you have to work from 9 to 5. If you can only work during, from 10 to 2, because that's when your kids are in school, we can often find a midday shift. Or some people, are tag teaming in the parenting. And so we have evening shifts to help people with their dinner and getting ready for bed. We have overnight shifts. We just really try and strive to make it a good work-life balance for our caregivers, because happy employees are doing the best work with their clients.
And I think that's the truth too. And I think it's a great business model regardless. It was the same way with the work culture in the office, that you guys really cared about how the employees were feeling and what was going on in their personal lives. So if you're looking for work, you're looking for a place where you can give back. I know that you've been really good about keeping up with competitive pay and, offering everything that you can.
Oh, we have all the fun things now. We've got the 401k, we've got health insurance available, dental, and we have angel coins now. That's new.
Oh, tell me about angel coins.
Angel coins is so fun. So caregivers, we're just rewarding them for doing a good job, so they can log into their account and accept the mission for the week to be on time, clock in and report on their tasks, and they're earning coins. And then we do spot bonuses, like when they pick up an extra shift or the client gives them a big old compliment. We give them coins that they can then redeem for gift cards.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
that's
really
awesome.
cool.
We didn't have that when I was
know. You would have gotten lots of coins.
I would have gotten lots of coins. I am the angel. What are you talking about? So, is there anything that you would like to put out there specifically? What is your message to the community for what you do? What would you like to put out there for Visiting Angels?
Well, on the client side, we just love to come alongside with the families and help them through, which is sometimes a difficult journey. Somebody may have been diagnosed with cancer, or they're recently widowed and incredibly lonely. And so we can help fill the gap if family's working full-time or lives out of state. And for our caregivers, I think it's an unexpectedly satisfying job. Like some people have come in, maybe they've even retired, and that's a sweet group of caregivers who had a career, but they're not really ready to just be at home all the time. They want to work part-time. And somebody in their 50s and 60s and 70s, we have some caregivers in their 70s, they just come alongside our clients and they have such fun together. I love going out and seeing them in their home, just laughing and having joy through their day. Maybe they're going out for a little drive or out to get an ice cream, and just bringing some joy into the day. So if we can make everybody's day a little bit better, then we're doing a good job.
Yes, I absolutely agree. So if you're looking for information on caregiving services, or you're looking for a place to start really finding yourself out of a job and into a career, Visiting Angels is a really great place to start. And they have all the information to be able to get you where you need to go. And now you've developed a career path where you don't even have to go outside to be able to get where you need to go. So it can be intimidating. It was intimidating. I had to drive all the way to Lacey to take my practical. So, there's going to be everybody there that you need. And if you're looking for caregiving services, really, I'll put all of her information in the description.
Thank you.
And we'll get it out there. So thank you so much. And we are going to be looking at other businesses in Kitsap County. Right now, we're really focused on women-owned businesses, and we're going to get all the information out there, because a lot of times in these smaller communities, you don't know what you don't know. And, you've lived here for 5 years, and I didn't know we had a photo shop, and I didn't know we had a Visiting Angels. So I just want to make sure that we know what we have and we can utilize what we need to locally first. So we'll see you out there, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Carrie.
You're right.